Hey guys, so I haven't uploaded in a while. I want to try to upload more Halo stuff on here, but I just wanted to talk today, just something unscripted as all of my videos are. I just wanted to talk about Halo 2 Anniversary and my opinions on it, mainly talking about the multiplayer aspect, the remastered maps that they did, because I feel like these maps don't get a lot of attention. When they first came out on MCC back in 2014, they really didn't come up in Big Team a lot because there were only, I think, two of them, and then they added Relic Remastered, which was called, I don't remember what it's called, but they remade Relic, so there were only three maps in total that would actually come up, and out of all the Big Team maps, you were usually playing Halo 3 or Halo 4, so it never really came up. And the playlist for it that was 4v4, I played quite a bit, but one thing I did play a lot, I played a lot of custom games on H2A, but I just wanted to talk about it and give my opinion on it because I feel like it doesn't get talked about enough. It's kind of underappreciated, although at the same time I do have some gripes with it. So, some of my best memories of gaming that I've ever had are on H2A. Again, specifically the multiplayer side, because okay, first of all, I loved Halo 2. I was about, I want to say I was 9 or 10 years old when that game came out, and I used to play that with my older brother all the time. Anytime that he was on the Xbox, I always wanted to play split screen on Big Team Battle. So I loved Halo 2 in the first place. I liked the story of it. So when I heard that they were remaking it for Xbox One, I was really excited. Everyone knows how the original 2014 launch went. The current launch on PC right now isn't going too well either. It's not as bad as 2014, but yeah, so I'm glad that they remade the maps in like a newer engine with newer graphics. I'm glad they did that, but at the same time I'm kind of confused with the way they did it. Doesn't really make sense to me. Why did 343, or if there was another studio that worked on it, correct me, I'm not sure, but why did 343 choose to remake some of the Halo 2? First of all, why did they only choose to remake some of the Halo 2 maps versus all of them? Like, for Combat Evolved's campaign and Halo 2's campaign, they just redid the graphics for the entire game. So why couldn't they just do that for the original Halo 2 multiplayer? I don't really see why they had to put it in a different engine. I mean, to me, H2A mechanically feels more like Halo 4, and I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm pretty sure it's just Halo 4 with basically special game settings. It's basically just modded Halo 4. At least that's what it feels like. And it actually feels quite good. I didn't like Halo 4 when it came out at all for a lot of reasons. I still don't like it. The only game I think that was worse than Halo 4 was Halo 5, but I did think that the game overall felt pretty good to play. It didn't feel clunky. It didn't feel like, it worked. It felt smooth overall. And I do have to say about H2A, the hit detection feels good. The just the way you move around, it doesn't feel clunky. Whereas other games, like even I remember Halo 3 back when it first came out, I don't know why Halo 3 always felt kind of clunky to me. And I love Halo 3. Halo 3 is probably, aside from maybe, no, Halo 3 is definitely my favorite Halo game of all time, followed up very closely by Halo 2. So I loved Halo 3, but even I would say that it was a little bit clunky. And H2A, I don't feel that it's clunky at all, so that's great. But one thing I didn't like about it was that, like, you can see in the background footage, the battle rifle that I'm using, it just looks really clunky. Like, from a third person view, when you're in a vehicle or whatever, it looks good. But from a first person view, the BR just doesn't look good. And that's the thing, they use different models and different textures, I guess, in H2A's multiplayer than they do in the remastered graphics in campaign. And if you look at the remastered battle rifle in Halo 2's campaign, it looks amazing. It looks really, really good. Same thing with the fuel rod gun or the beam rifle or anything else. And they use the Halo 4 beam rifle model for H2A, which doesn't look bad. It actually looks good, and I'm not a fan of it. I like the original better, but it does look pretty nice. But the battle rifle and the assault rifle and the SMG just look terrible compared to their campaign counterparts, and it really kind of shakes my enjoyment in it a bit. And the other thing, and this is a glitch that's been on the game since it came out in 2014, when I go to reload the battle rifle, 50% of the time it doesn't play the full reload sound for some reason. And that's been a glitch that's been around forever, and they've never patched it. And it like they must know about it because it happens all the time. And it happened for me on the Xbox, and it happened for me on the PC now. So I don't know why that hasn't been fixed. So yeah, I really don't know why they couldn't just remake the graphics for the multiplayer maps regularly instead of making this whole separate extra module, I guess, to play the multiplayer. Like, that just seems silly to me. Although I do like it. I do like that they added Hornets. I like how they put in the silenced SMG, which, fun fact, if you don't know, the silenced SMG was actually in at least Halo 2 Vista, the original Halo 2 Vista. It was on a test map. So the silenced SMG actually appeared first in Halo 2. It didn't look quite the same as it does in H2A, but still, cool that they added that in. I really like, and that's the thing too, some of the guns look good. Like the Brute Plasma Rifle in H2A multiplayer looks really cool. The regular Plasma Rifle looks really cool. But certain guns like the Magnum, the Battle Rifle, the SMG, their campaign counterparts look way, way better. And I don't really know why they didn't just copy everything over. It seems like it would have been simpler and just would have worked better in the end. But that being said, some of the positives of H2A that I love is I loved Forge. I really liked how they brought in the magnets. I mean, we don't have Forge on PC right now, which sucks, but I only played MCC on the original Xbox for like 6 months because I was late to getting the game and then Halo 5 came out, but the 6 months that I played it on Xbox, despite all the glitches, despite all the matchmaking issues, like I said earlier, were some of the best times I ever had in gaming. And that was all because of custom games in Forge, which they really need to add on PC. That really has to be a priority, and I hope that they do eventually put that on here sooner. Well, I know they're going to, but I hope it comes sooner than later because I miss custom games. And like I said before, H2A, despite its flaws, despite my criticisms of it, does feel very, very nice. I used to have on the Xbox One, I had an infection map that I played where the concept of it was, which I'll definitely make, if I can get some people to play it with, I'll definitely make some videos about it when Forge does come out, because it's in my file share, so I should be able to download it again. But the concept of it was a big city, and there were weapons, random weapons all around the map, but they never respawned, and they all had very limited ammo, so it kind of encouraged the players to explore the city. And we used to play that for like 3 hours, just one map for 3 hours, and it was amazing. It was just great. We used to have game nights, and then I had a couple of big team maps I made. I had a couple 4v4 maps I made. I remember there was one map where it was kind of like Battle Creek, except instead of there being two bases on either side of the canyon, there was just one in the middle that had a bunch of power weapons in it, and each team had to rush the middle, but there were sniper rifles on either side. It was really cool. So, yeah, H2A, I like that. I also like, despite what I said about the weapons, I do like the way the maps look. Like the remastered version of Blood Gulch, I think they're calling it Bloodline now, is pretty good looking. I mean, the gameplay of H2A just by itself, where they tweaked a few things, they made the battle rifle a little bit, they had a little bit more gap between shots. You couldn't shoot the burst as quickly, but I liked what they did with H2. To me, H2A is what Halo 5's multiplayer should have been. Better graphics, more weapons, bringing back some old weapons like the Sentinel Beam, the Silenced SMG, the Brute Plasma Rifle. And I know they put the Brute Plasma Rifle and kind of put the Silenced SMG in Halo 5, but the point is they were there on launch for H2A. So that's what Halo 5 should have been to me. They didn't need all this advanced movement and all this stuff. I hope for Halo Infinite that they don't have that stuff in there. I don't even want, I've heard some people say that they'll have Thruster Pack and Stabilizer. Thruster Pack, I guess, is okay. Stabilizer, no way. They better not have Spartan Charge. That was the most infuriating. I only played Halo 5 for about 6 months before I put it down, and I really didn't play it all that much. I just hated that game. One more gripe that I had with H2A, I just remembered mentioning the weapons. For some reason, they really drastically nerfed dual wielding in H2A to the point where it's just not worth doing. I never see anyone doing it. I remember when I go back and play Classic Halo 2, I'll dual wield SMGs all the time. If I see someone drops an SMG on, Lockout or something, I'll dual wield it because I know it's going to be good in close quarters. Dual wielding in that game, especially the SMGs, is so effective if you maneuver right. If someone has a sword or a shotgun, you can outplay them just by dual wielding. Whereas in H2A, for some reason, they make the SMGs shoot really slowly when you're dual wielding, and it's just not good. It takes away the whole point in it. Except unless you're playing Infection. If you're playing Infection, then it works out because you can have, extra ammo. But that's really all I had to say for this video. I just wanted to talk about things I liked and disliked. And if you want to see more of these, subscribe. I'm going to try to upload more. Keyword is try. I'll be uploading mostly Halo stuff, although I might do more branching out in the future. And if you enjoyed, leave a like. Hope you have a good day. Stay safe.